Well, the bridge is still in the shop, so let's do some small, short project videos. Welcome back to the shop and the channel. It's the 21st of May. The bridge is still here. It won't be moved until the 1st of June. That video has been published as of the publication of this one the week before. I know I'm confusing things here, but I'm building up some video stock that I can have in case I need to do something because I don't have room for a project to do. So I'm doing some tool videos, and the first one is on the lathe. Yes, the lathe. This is our Grizzly lathe. It's a variable speed, the Hyvo type belt variable speed lathe. We really like this thing, but it had a flaw. We got a notice of a recall, and it turns out the tool rest and banjo would fail. And the recall said, don't use your lathe anymore, we're sending you a new one. Well, the new one was 4 months away. Well, we got the new banjo in. I took the old one, threw it in the recycling, and this is the new one. Now let me show you the issue. The original banjo was about this long. So I had plenty of space back here against the back of the backer board of the lathe. As you can see, this new one is much bigger than that. And when I go all the way back against the board, I'm fine. This is the 4-inch tool rest, by the way. And Mara uses that a lot. But if she wants to get any closer, it's hard to. She has to rotate it like so. But the other thing is, over here, you can see the tubes that I have my tools in. It bumps up against those, and now I'm this far away from the center of the lathe. So what I could do, is I could move all the tools to another location and cut a slot in here for the banjo. That's kind of clunky. Or I could literally just move the lathe out off the bench this way, 2.5 inches, 2 3/4 inches. That'll solve everything. See here that the lathe sits on these riser boxes. I built the cabinet and then I adjusted this to a really good height for both of us. I want to keep that height the same. And I've got a bunch of leftover pressure treated lumber. So what I plan to do is take I've already cut this to length, to thickness, depth, is take this apart and slide this in all the way and then cut it off at the length I want and then run a piece of 3/4 inch plywood either across here, there'll be two of these, one here and one here, and then I can just slide the lathe out at 2 3/4 inches and bolt it down again. And just for safety's sake, I might put a carriage bolt back here. I'm not to make sure that this box stays where it is. I was counting on the weight of the lathe keeping the box where it is. It is fastened down, but I wanted the thing from the bottom. But I wanted to keep it back to the edge here. But since I'm moving this out now, so the lathe is now in 2 3/4 inches out in this direction toward the user, I want to refasten the box down in the back so it has one more piece of fastening so that it doesn't want to shift. I don't think it would, but better safe than sorry. So that's the plan. I will take the bolts out from the lathe. It's bolted into the riser box, so those are out of the way. Cut these to length, slide them in place, and fasten them inside the riser box. Move the lathe forward and re-drill holes for it. It should be a very simple process. So let me get busy with that. I got the blocks cut and in place, and I'm going to put one screw through them into the riser block because they just have to be held in place so they don't move back and forth. That's all. So let's get the camera in a position where we can see what I'm actually doing. Next, now that I have those fastened down, I got some actually lumber here, piece of 3/4 inch stock, and it's going to be mounted with 2 screws. Because it's going to have so much weight on it, it doesn't matter if it's only has 1 screw in or 2 screws in it. Actually, I could put some double-sided tape and it would stay there. That's not going anywhere. All right, I'll do the other side. So now I have to scoot the lathe forward. This has been sitting on latex paint for a long time. I had to actually break it loose from the paint. So let's bring it forward a little bit. And here we go. And here, and let's see where we're at. Okay, that puts the tool rest right almost at the center of the lathe axes, and that's well beyond what's going to be needed. So I can go all the way back against the tool holders, pretty much. A little bit more forward. There we go. And back a little bit. And of course, the vast majority of the weight of the lathe is over here with the motor, and kind of with this, and the center line of the lathe is still sitting over the workbench itself. So that ain't going anywhere. I can wiggle the whole bench with it. But there it is. So now the banjo can go in and out as far as it needs to. And now I have to drill holes, and actually mark these holes and drill them. I can drill those holes and these 2 holes without marking them. I just drill through the existing holes. And I think that's it. Those 6 screws are going to hold it in fine. So let me take care of that. Okay, let's see how well I can do this. All right, 5/16 holes, no problem. And then we have nuts and washers, bolts and washers and nuts. Go down through those holes. Make sure I've got the washers on them. Oops, missing a washer. How about that? Okay, this is essentially done. Quick tool, modify, fix, make it work video. So now the new banjo goes all the way back where it needs to go. You can put it just about anywhere. The lathe is still very stable and all the drawers still open. A little bit hidden part of this drawer. Yay. So, little short video. I'll be doing probably some more of these because of the bridge still in the shop. So until next time, make great things out of wood and make your tools work better, maybe?